Well, hello, 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 hello. How are we doing? It is a beautiful day. And why is it a beautiful day? Because, number one, the sun is shining. It's a little bit warmer. It's 13.5 degrees. That might not be warm for some, but after the snow and things, it's definitely a lot warmer than what it was. Two, I got to dress up a little bit sharper today for an important meeting. And three, I know that the past few episodes, the sound quality hasn't been all that. And for that, I can only apologise. So, I've gone and invested myself into a little bit of equipment. You might see on my lapel, just right here, there is a small microphone now. So when I'm having my most rambling of moments, you'll still be able to hear me. Plus, it might cut out a lot of the background noise that is the car. Because obviously it can be a bit, fruity at times with the background noise. So again, apologise for that in previous episodes. Hopefully from now it's going to get a little bit better for you. So journey time today for me and you is 36 minutes. Just want to thank you for joining me on Riding Shotgun, because you are riding shotgun with me on our way to work. And if you could hit that like, subscribe and notification bell, that would be awesome, because ultimately I do want this podcast to be a success. I want it to be something where, me and you can go to work on a day and we can keep each other company. Because like I said in the first episode, all them times ago, that, when you're on your way to work, you either have just the music or you have a podcast on, or, it's just, you have an internal thought process that is going on in your brain. So instead of having that as company, you've now got me, which I can only apologise for as well. But so hope you've had a fantastic week and weekend so far. Me personally, nice, chilled, relaxed, not bad at all. So yeah, but what is good is that, I don't know, some of you might have noticed there's been a little bit of weight loss going on recently. I know, right? About time too. So yeah, that's all a positive. But I last got in these pants, trousers, whatever you want to call them, back in October time. And these were, well, they weren't tight, but they were on the tighter side, as it were. They were not fat man tight, but close to. If I'd have gained a little bit more weight, then I wasn't in the best place fitness-wise in October. Now, let's get down to the bare nitty-gritty and the stats. I was about 117.5 kilos beginning of this year. Now, for you, those of you working old money, that's about 17.5, 18 stone, something like that. I was a big guy. Way too big for my liking, and that's the heaviest I have ever been. And I don't intend being that ever again. I just don't want to. Number one, I feel a hell of a lot better. I feel a lot lighter. I'm able to run a lot more. My fitness levels feel up. I'm able to play football a lot better. And, as much as I enjoy my food, I've reassessed it into, rather than enjoying food, I use food for survival now. That's it. I don't live to eat. I eat to live. It's a good phrase to have. But you got to put it into practice, obviously. So at the moment, I weighed myself this morning, and it's the lightest I've been in a good long while. At the moment, I think it said 106.7 or something like that. So that's 11 kilos down since the beginning of January, which I'm so very happy about. And how did I do this? Well, number one, it kick-started me with the whole boxing thing, which was fantastic, and I enjoyed that. That was a fundamentally amazing experience and something that I wanted to do, and that's something that a lot of people I know wouldn't have done, like at all. So proper proud of myself for that. Raised a good amount of money too, but also, you know, I was training 3 to 5 times a week, every week for 10 weeks. My eating was on point. Everything was good. Everything was awesome. And now I've done the boxing, I've had to try and replace the exercise that I was doing at boxing. Now, in all honesty, did I enjoy being hit in the face? Of course not. Nobody does. Did I enjoy the training? Yes, absolutely I did. So what I've done is I've gone and upped my exercise to 3 times a week playing football, which is probably not fantastic for my ankles, but ultimately I've got to keep that exercise going somewhere. And that's the way to do it for me, really, is to play football 3 times a week. But I'd like to supplement somewhere else. I'd like to put maybe, I mean, I did go to the gym the other day, but I ended up just standing outside talking for like 3 hours, which is what I was afraid of, really, is going back to one of my old places to work, and everyone I see, everyone I say hello to wants to sit and have a chat and I learn about what I've been up to for the last year and a half, because they haven't seen me in that long, you know. So as much as I went down there to actually have a good workout and actually get some proper calories done, yeah, I ended up sitting there chatting for a while, which wasn't great, to be honest. I wasn't wholly fundamentally happy about that. I did a few stretches and that was about it. So yeah, I'd like to get onto my fitness a little bit more and really push myself to see how far this weight loss thing can go. And I don't mean push myself until I get ultra super uber thin and I look unhealthy. I just mean in a good shape, you know, where I've shredded the weight and ultimately, you know, I can then look at, you know, maybe building a little bit of muscle, doing a bit of core work, leg strengthening, arm strengthening, that kind of thing to, just make me look a bit better, I guess. But what we're April, aren't we? So, you know, in the space of 4 months, doing solid exercise 3 to 5 times a week, eating very clean. Now, I allow myself like 1 or 2 days a week just to eat something that's a little bit cheap. And when I say a little bit cheap, I mean a pizza, a bag of crisps, I don't know, maybe a burger, something like that. Just 1 or 2 days where I can have a cheat. And I know, you know, you're sitting there going, away, it's calories and blah, 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 and all that kind of thing. Well, what I do is I work out what the calories are in what I'm eating, and then the day before and the day after my cheat day, I intake less calories, so I kind of try and even it out a bit. So what I intake as a mass on, say, a Sunday, which is a binge, I know, I'll then make up for by eating less calories on another day. So like today, I've had a bowl of muesli, and that's it. And that's not because I had a cheat day yesterday, but I do feel that I had a cheat day on Saturday, and I've not made up for that yet. So yeah, I shall have some chicken this evening in a wrap. I tell you what, I've actually taken on these chicken wraps to a new level, and absolutely fantastic. So the chicken, just a wee slice of salad cream now with, you know, what's the lettuce that you get that's kind of, you get in a supermarket, and it's open top, and it kind of like looks like a rose, and it's very peppery. Like, it tastes a lot like it's been doused with a bit of pepper, and it's absolutely wonderful. It's my favourite type of lettuce, and I threw some of that in a wrap with some chicken yesterday with a bit of salad cream, and oh my word, how enjoyable. Oh, so much better than just a wrap with chicken in it. But I am aware that the wraps are quite salty, so I have a way of combating this as well. So apparently, to get rid of salt, I should be eating potassium a lot of potassium. So either I'm going to start chowing down on a banana a day, or we'll get some potassium supplements. Thing is, with bananas, they're quite carb heavy, aren't they? So I don't want to upset my clean eating with a whole bunch of carbs, just trying to get that potassium in there. So we will see. We'll see what happens. So we're making good time here, guys. Really good time. I can't believe we've actually sailed through so well today. Just 27 minutes to go, and we're a quarter of an hour in. Whew. Immense. Absolutely immense. So yeah, got an important meeting today. Had to dress up a little bit. So yeah, you'll get to hear how that goes. It's quite frankly, it's not often I get to dress up, so it's nice to feel lovely and important for once, which is good. Actually, saying that, do you know what isn't lovely? You know when you come out with an absolute blinder of a first opening line on a dating app, and then they don't reply. I did that this morning. Oh, laying in bed there, I thought, yes, you're very beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And she was going on about dad jokes. Now, come on. I'm good at dad jokes. Even though I'm not a dad, I'm good at dad jokes. And yeah, she said the best joke ever is, what do you call a fish with no eyes? I mean, it's funny, it's old, but it's gold. So I replied with, what do you call a blind dinosaur? Do you think he saw us? Now, I thought that was the perfect match for that joke there. Did I get a reply? No, I didn't. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get a reply either, because some reason, I see the same people on there all the time. So I don't know whether, like, I'm kind of doing things wrong where I'm seeing the same people, or or I'm just kind of, I don't know, maybe the apps are just recycling people because I've got my preferences down to like within 15, 20 miles, and I've been through 100,000 people saying no. So I'm quite picky on there. I don't just automatically swipe someone all the time on the off chance that I might get some chat out of them. No. I actually look for someone that I think, do you know what, actually, you're very pretty, you've got common interests with me, you're about the same age as me, and I like your vibe. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't look good in my photos. Maybe I'm not coming across as well as I should. Although I have had a couple of likes over the last week or so, and I'll be honest with you, they weren't exactly my cup of tea, and that's being polite. They didn't have all their teeth, if I'm being brutally honest, and they had about, I would say, between the 3 or 4 of them that swiped on me and said yes, I would say they've got a combination of about 17 children. Yeah, I know. Now, in all honesty, I'm looking for love, but love is not around 4 or 5 kids you got round your feet. I can't do that. I can't do that. And it's not because I don't love kids, because kids are wonderful. It's because I want to spend time getting to know that woman, not her 7 children that are around her consistently nagging her. I mean, if I'm staying over the night, I want it to be a nice romantic evening, not someone popping up and down the stairs all the time going, Mum, can I have a drink? Mum, can you come and tuck me in? Mum, can you get this? Mum, can you do that? And then, I did the whole dating a parent thing before, got attached to the child. Then obviously when it ended, you don't just lose the mum, you lose the child too. So yeah, double hit. So we'll see. The hunt continues, obviously. I am free and single if you're listening, and if you see what you like and you like what you see. No kids, never been married. Okay, that does sound like I'm broken. That why would anyone touch me? Like, you should be married by now, at least have a child. Why not? My decision. But also, I've never found anyone that I've wanted to marry, or at least asked to marry. Not even wanted to discuss kids with most of them, you know. Some of them I did. Some of them I was like, absolutely no way, I can't see kids with you. And if I can't see kids with you, I'm certainly not marrying you. I guess I'm into like not wasting my time or anybody else's time. Why sit there and be with someone that obviously you like and you adore and all this kind of thing, but if you don't see any long-term aspects for it, why carry it on just out of habit? Because at the end of the day, you're both going to want different things. You're both going to want you're both going to want different things. You're both going to want something that maybe isn't possible for the two of you. So ultimately, I would rather get to know someone, and if I don't see it, then, knock it off. And that may sound like an excuse to be a player, and it's really not. Just, I'm not into wasting time. Because I'm 38, right? And if I want to have kids and a family and a wife and all this kind of thing, I'm losing time on that. And to be honest, when everybody says, "Oh no, you'll have someone to look after you," and and it's nice to have, I believe that, because as you get older, you do get progressively more lonely. You really do. And I don't want to be 50, 40, whatever, without a partner. I'm really sorry about the phone keep going on. If it's the boys' group for the football, trying to arrange payments and all this kind of thing. So, because I've now been voted in as treasurer now. I'm now the accountant for the football club. So, big job. And also I've got to arrange pitches and things like that. So, I mean, I did ask yesterday, but obviously they weren't working. So, I'll have to get on to them again. Well, after my meeting today, I'll quickly nip out and see if I can ring. But we've got 19 minutes left, guys. 19 minutes. This is going crazy fast for us today. Crazy fast. Cannot believe it. And I've not hit any traffic. Literally, it must be because of bank holiday or something. I hope you had a good bank holiday, to be honest. I certainly did. Nice chilled one. I mean, I didn't play football on Friday. I didn't play football on Sunday because obviously bank holiday. I kind of missed it, actually. I mean, someone piped in the group that they fancy playing. I was like, yeah, I'm up for that, but no one else was. They were all busy with family and all this kind of thing, and kids and blah, blah, blah. And again, that's me feeling out in the dark, you know what I mean? Not out in the dark in terms of like, well, I'm out in the dark, my friends are ignoring me. It's out in the dark like, I don't have kids and a family, so it is just me doing my own thing. When shops are shut, you can't really do much on bank holiday. The only thing you can do is go to the gym, watch TV, eat, sleep. I mean, I did do a bit in the studio yesterday, and the day before actually. Did do a bit in the studio. And in all honesty, I really knocked out some nice stuff. A couple of good tracks, 3 tracks to be honest. That was actually quite nice. I found a nice sound that I liked, and I did that with 2 tracks. I was like, wow, I like that sound, so I imported it into a new project, and I basically had 3 projects on the go because I had a nice sound developing from the 3. It made my ears happy. And if the beat's all right, you'll dance all night. And there you go. I'll tell you what, literally I've got to get all this sort of monies for the, because I'm not, stupidly I piped up and went, yeah, I've got a bank account that everyone can use, no problem. Now I'm treasurer. How did that happen? I mean, I guess some people are leaders and some people are followers. That's why there was a group of guys. That's why a group of guys turned up and organised how these 11-a-side matches should go and designated jobs, and then others just didn't because they weren't interested. They were just like, all I want to do is turn up and play, and that's it. Turn up, pay, play. Come on, Mr. Parcel Force. I know you're looking for an... Oh, that's not good for me. Oh, there we go. Lovely. Okay, not far, not far, not far. Oof, that's kind of tight. Let's get around through here. I was listening to some of Alesso's stuff from Ultra, and there's a couple of tracks, some that I've heard a few times and I'm already fed up of, and it's like, oh, it's the first time I've heard an Alesso track that I've got fed up of and I really don't like anymore. And I didn't think, a couple of those tracks were bangers anyway. Just, they were good to listen to. But then I got bored of them and now I'm just neglecting them. I don't know whether he's gone too far progressive now, where, he's just trying to knock out progressive with a vocal on top, and it's just not working. Is this the decline of Alesso? I don't know. I hope not, because I really do enjoy his music. I properly enjoy his music, and if I was as talented as him and had the opportunities that he has, I'd be absolutely made up. I mean, he's still playing Ultra, he's still playing festivals and club nights all around the world. He's still very much getting those hits on Spotify and what have you, and he's working with good artists and stuff. And he's not really commercial, but he is, if you know what I mean. He's in that in-betweeny, like he's not hitting charts, like he's not bashing charts, like hitting them for, number 1, number 2, number 3 in the charts in the UK and the States and all that kind of thing. But he's getting those streams over a long period of time, Maybe that's the longevity of it. Instead of going commercial-wise and getting that instant hit and people being fed up with you after a week because they've heard it 100 million times smashed on the radio, don't put it out commercially. Don't put it out commercially, and then people hear it when you play it out, hear it as a mashup, hear it on YouTube, on your Spotify, and people don't get bored of it and they think it's an absolute banger and DJs play it and all this kind of thing, and it gets that kind of awareness like that, like an organic growth rather than hitting a commercial side, because obviously with a commercial side of things there's a huge budget that you have to get that into the charts. And if you're an artist that wants to keep most of your royalties and you don't owe the record label anything, then they're going to keep helping you to pump out those singles because you've got longevity and you're not costing them a fortune to do that, but you're making them money at the same time. That's how I see it anyway. I might be completely wrong, but I think, yeah, why not? Sounds good to me. I mean, sometimes I sit there in the studio and go, right, I'm actually going to make an absolute banger. I'm going to do it. I'm going to crack a really good track out. And then when I get there, I'm just totally blank. Totally blank with how I'm going to do it. Does that mean I'm a terrible producer? Maybe. You've got to have inspiration, I guess. If you don't have that inspiration, then we shall see. I had to take a little diversion today because there was a bit of traffic on the main route, but the good thing is you've only got 9 more minutes of me. That's it, 9 minutes. Sorry about my terrible singing there. Who doesn't love a little sing song? Now the thing is, if I sung songs to you and at you, then I think YouTube would ban me. And Spotify and everything else would just say, let's stop being online, will you? Just don't do it anymore. Tell you what though, it is warm in here. Let's see where we go with that. Hopefully that doesn't mess with the sound, and we can have a bit of sunshine in here, and that's all good in the hood. So as we come to our destination, draw to a close, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this podcast today, for joining me riding shotgun as always. It's a pleasure to have you along for the ride, and don't forget that you need to subscribe, hit that notification bell and follow. Subscribe, notification bell. Oh, and turn on the bell thing, the little YouTube bell. And if you're putting a review on anything else, like say your Spotify podcast or that kind of thing, then please give us a 5-star. It would really help just to get me started. That would be amazing. But if you think it's not worth a 5-star, then be honest. I'd love to get your feedback, because I can only get better on feedback, can't I? It's lovely having praise and stuff. Oh, there's a horse here. I've got to go around this horse dead slow. Horsey McHorse. Have a little trot along. Yeah. Whew. Nearly there. I hope the sunshine carries on, you know. I could do with a bit of sunshine now. I don't like that whole snow, wind and rain stuff that we've had. But even over the bank holiday we'd had, a little while ago, it was just raining all weekend. It's horrible. Can't be dealing with that. I just want to feel happy in the sunshine. Happy, happy, happy in the sunshine. And I love being in the sunshine, let's face it. I love being in the sunshine. Absolutely adore being in the sunshine, if I'm honest. I prefer being in the sunshine to being just the slightest bit cold. If I'm just the tiniest bit cold, then yeah, hate it. Hate my feet being cold, my hands being cold, my body being cold. Just hate any slight type of cold. But I could happily struggle along with being 1,000,000 degrees hot. Like last summer, do you remember last summer when it was 40 degrees? 40 degrees, right? There was, oh no, stay inside, it's too hot, blah, blah, blah. No, I wanted to be outside in it. You know, I was walking up and down the grounds where I was working at the time, and I was just, this is so lovely. This is amazing. You know, I really enjoyed being out in that heat. So just like, wow, 40 degrees. Yes, absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong, I couldn't have stayed out there too long, otherwise I'd get, you know, insanely burnt. But I wasn't sitting there going, I'm uncomfortable. I wasn't sitting there at all going, I was uncomfortable. I was sitting there pretty much saying, well, you know, as long as I got some factor, I'd sit in it. Now, I don't know whether it was the atmosphere that was 40 degrees, because obviously you can have 40 degree heat and it not be that sunny, not blunt heat is what I call it. Yeah, you can do that, or you know, you can have direct sunlight and it be very hot. Like when I was in Egypt, that was direct sunlight and low humidity, and it was red hot, like crazy hot, like insane crazy hot. But at 40 degrees, I don't know whether it was kind of, you know, it wasn't direct sunlight, but it was, you know, the atmosphere was 40 degrees. It felt hot like that. So this is us then, guys. We are finally getting to work. Thank you so much for watching, listening, wherever you are. Can't wait to see you again for the next one. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please do give us a subscribe, notification bell, and we'll see you soon. Take care.